Overwatch 2's heroes will be locked behind the Battle Pass. Hello everybody, my name is Abby. In today's Overwatch video, I'll be covering the tweet by John Spector, where he recently addressed information about the Overwatch 2 Battle Pass. Now, if you don't know who John Spector is, he's currently the Overwatch commercial leader and VP at Blizzard. He's formerly the head of the Overwatch League. Now, John did a lot of good things for Overwatch League and a lot of the decisions that happened over there. And I'm sure this has a lot more to do than just John, but today he put out a tweet talking about that, addressing some incomplete info posted early about the Overwatch 2 Battle Pass. They'll be sharing all the details ahead of launch, but want to confirm that the new heroes that will be available will be on the free track of the Battle Pass. So, anybody who is aware of Battle Passes will know that usually there's a free tier, tier or levels in a Battle Pass that, if you have not bought a Battle Pass, you can earn and unlock items in the free area, and then you buy a premium Battle Pass, which you unlock, usually the more shinier and cooler rewards in them. Now, this has led to a lot of controversy and a lot of speculation in the Overwatch community, albeit that actually a lot of the response is ridiculously negative from a lot of different people, from the competitive side, from the casual side. Everybody's kind of, you know, they're a little bit like caught off guard by this. I do think we could use a little bit more information. Now, I will play devil's advocate to both sides and discuss this with everyone. First of all, I'm going to look at it from the consumer perspective. Obviously, this is a little bit disrespectful. The fact that Overwatch has kind of not given its very loyal consumer-based content for, a while now, and then they're telling them, yeah, well, you still have to kind of grind for it. And considering the fact that, again, from a consumer perspective, that Overwatch at its core is a game about hero swapping. It's not like Valorant or Apex or any of these more quote-unquote character-centric games where once you lock it in, you are playing that character for the rest of the match. Overwatch has always been about, hey, you pick this character, you try to make it work. If it works, great. And then the enemy team is either forced to deal with you or swap around and counter your pick, or the vice versa happens to you. So a simple example is, if you're playing into a Pharah and you can't make your hero pick work, then your DPS will have to swap over to hit scan and try to deal with this Pharah. Now, let's talk about the issues that come with something like this. Again, I'm going to address this from all points, so please hear me out before somebody goes in the comments and goes, oh my god, Abby, you disagree or agree with this point and that point. Okay, so hear me out. So we just addressed this point about the hero swapping thing and why I personally think it wouldn't work in a game like Overwatch. Now, to be fair, if they make the hero unlock early, let's say it's in like tier 10 or level 10 of the battle pass, and to get to level 10, you only need to play like 5 matches, right? And if you win all those matches, you get to tier 10 like right away, right? So it's something like Valorant's Battle Pass or Fortnite's Battle Pass, where like before you know it, you've reached like that tier, right? So if it's implemented like that, then I don't think anybody is going to bat an eye, because they're gonna play their first few games and boom, before you know it, like the new hero is yours. So if it's unlocked really early in the free battle pass and everything, then I think it's fine. It's like, fine. It's a little soft blow, but I understand that, it incentivizes people to play the game, commit to it, and, enjoy their time with it. Fine. Now, if the hero is actually later into the battle pass, now this might be a call for concern, because if somebody, let's say you're playing competitive and somebody has this new hero and you don't, and this hero provides a competitive advantage or even is meta, then your team is basically not going to be able to do anything. So anybody that keeps up with Overwatch League will know that at the moment, Junker Queen is basically like hard meta, and that's because of commanding shout. Now let's think of like a scenario where if we're in a competitive game and Junker Queen is on the enemy team, but we don't have a Junker Queen, right? And let's assume all the variables are consistent. The Junker Queen team is going to win against, let's say, a Reinhardt team because of how powerful the commanding shout Jotes comp is, right? So anybody who's familiar with Goats, the Junker Queen Goats comp is called Jotes, and it's very, very powerful right now. And, John Spector has confirmed that she'll get nerfed, but we're using it as an example, right? So let's say if the Fox girl, whose name apparently has been leaked, there's a screenshot going around that her name is apparently 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐻. So let's say if 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐻 is ridiculously strong going into Overwatch 2, she may come with like, and we know how new heroes are in Overwatch. They're always strong when they come out. So if you have 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐻 and they don't, well, you just win because 𝐒𝐒𝐿𝐻 might do certain things that other characters can't, and you might not have responses to her kit, and again, it's a very, very interesting spot for a game like Overwatch to try something like this. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm open to it only if you unlock the hero early into the Battle Pass. It shouldn't be later into the Battle Pass. None of this like tier or level 50 or like very late into the season. It should happen early, like in your first maximum 10 to 15 games. That's the way I see it. Like if a player wins or loses in about 10 to 15 games, they should unlock the hero. That's how I see it. Cosmetics is a different thing because cosmetics are cosmetic items, right? But in terms of unlocking heroes, you need to give it to the consumer as fast as possible, even if you're trying to incentivize them, sorry, to play the game. Now let's look at it from the business perspective. So the reason I think Blizzard is doing something like this, and this is going to come off very harsh, and I'm a diehard Overwatch fan. I've been playing this game since the beta. The real reason they're doing something like this is there's not enough to keep people invested in Overwatch 2. I'm gonna be real with you, right? 5v5 at the end of the day is pretty much, like there's a huge difference in the way the game plays, but if you really want to simplify it for the casual player, for them it's just one less hero, right? Like that wacky, chaotic game experience isn't going to be that different for them. Sure, they may enjoy it a little bit more and maybe they'll dislike it, but like, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, there's one less tank. So fine, you're playing 5v5. Now, the main draw of Overwatch 2 was that it was supposed to be the PvE. You don't have the PvE upon launch, or this quote-unquote early access that they're trying to promote it by. Not to mention that, by the way, Blizzard still has been doing like zero marketing for this game, going into the launch that is about like less than a month away now. Anyways, so all that aside, right, back to my main point about like there not being enough content. The way they see it is that if they lock content behind a play wall, not a paywall, because it is free, a play wall, it'll keep the person around in the game. So like you'll have that person play 10 to 15 games of any random hero, whatever, and then you'll have the other person playing the new hero for, however many games that person wants to play. The thing is that you still achieve, maintaining that person in your game, and then you can like post artificial player counts on Twitter and say that, hey guys, look, we have like 10 million players again. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So this is like a very, very weird situation for Overwatch. I don't necessarily know how to feel about it, but this is how I view or why I think they're doing this, because there's a lot of Twitter comments where people are saying that, oh, they do stuff like this in other games too, like Valorant and Apex, and I agree with all of that. But the problem is that in Valorant and Apex, the gunplay is consistent. In Overwatch, the heroes are the gunplay. Like it's never consistent, right? You can't have Overwatch follow this same thing like the others. But okay, in the off chance that we do follow it, it has to be a little bit forgiving. It can't be super over the top, kind of like how in Valorant it takes about 2 or 3 sets of weekly quests to unlock a character unless you're like super hardcore grinding the game, right? It shouldn't have to be like that, especially in a game like Overwatch where heroes themselves define the meta, right? Anyways, so like I said, the reason I think is they don't have enough content and they have to figure this out. Like, first, we were also told that Battle Pass would only be cosmetic items, and now we're finding out that quote-unquote content like heroes is locked to them. Now, I don't think they will put maps in Battle Passes. That would be ridiculously silly and very impossible to execute, in my opinion. But heroes will be there, and this is a surprise. Like I said, it's really awkward for a game like Overwatch to do something like tie heroes into a Battle Pass. I know we're going free to play, and I think the monetization system should be a marketplace where you can buy skins. It should be the Battle Pass and the Battle Pass and the marketplace. That's pretty much it. That's kind of how games do it nowadays, like free to play games, right? I don't think heroes should be locked behind these types of systems, especially when Overwatch as a game started. It believed in this philosophy that the heroes will be available and the maps and all the actual content stuff will be available for free. Now somebody could make an argument that, well, in Overwatch 2 they're going free to play. Well, my counter argument to that is technically the Overwatch 1 part of the game is the PvP, the Overwatch 2 part of the game is the PvE. The problem is that they're doing this for marketing purposes and to sell the Battle Pass. And the thing is that the real Overwatch 2 is not even here yet. And this is just another way to kind of keep people around so that they can, stay in the game and look at the things and maybe be influenced to purchase like XP boosters or this or that. So Again, it's a very interesting situation. I would love to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you agree with this method? Do you disagree with this method, with going forward with the Battle Pass? And I just love to hear your takes. Now, with that being said, liking and subscribing are free ways to support the channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.